Is it a good idea for Israel to annex the West Bank?
What a question.
This is what people outside want to know.
Can you believe it's there?
Oh my God.
I'm guessing no.
No? Is there another answer to this question?
Why not?
I mean, the question itself, it's so naive, I'm sorry. Are you recording?
Yeah.
You're recording.
سوري الشاشة عندي شوي وسخة.
Can you read it again, please, the question?
Is it a good idea if Israel annexes the West Bank? So
Annexes the West
that
Bank.
means you become Israeli citizens.
Annexing another country is colonizing, occupation of another country.
اوكي.
The West Bank and what remains of the West Bank, which is, if you consider Area A, it's about 10% of historical Palestine. The question should be, is it right for Israel to occupy the West Bank? From the very
That's a
beginning.
different question. So they're asking though, if this is the situation, shouldn't you get citizenship of any country and therefore you'll have rights like the Israelis do? You'll have a passport, you'll have rights, you'll be able to move wherever you want.
I'm sorry, I mean, this question should be put in the context, in the historical and political context of Israel's establishment over a Palestinian land in 1940. Then colonizing, occupation, gradually other parts until 10% of the West Bank is left. Now, the question could be, is it legitimate to establish a one state for all its citizens, regardless of their religion, ethnicity, or color? Then yes. Every Palestinian, every human being would agree, because historically all segregations failed. Whether in the United States between blacks and non-blacks, whether in South African apartheid, all failed. So yes, a one democratic Palestine for all its citizens, yes, of course, we are with.
Do you think Israel should annex the West Bank, make the West Bank Israeli? So you'd become an Israeli citizen?
No.
Why?
Basically you're annexing all people, and that's gonna create a lot of racism.
Okay, why do you think it would cause racism?
Because people hold to the idea that you're Palestinian in the origin. So that will create racism between Israelis and Palestinians.
Give me an example of what you expect the racism to look like.
Currently there are multiple laws in Israel itself right now that actually differ between Palestinians that became Israeli by like the nature of the creation of Israel.
Give me an example of one.
One example would be right now I don't have any examples, but
Okay.
I forgot one. It's kind of
Okay.
hard to.
So you're against the idea completely?
Yeah.
Okay. What if there was the possibility you're an Israeli citizen, they annex the West Bank, but all Palestinians have some form of self-determination, like they have their own government, like Puerto Rico in the United States?
They would still be able to interact with our international affairs, which would be a problem.
True, you wouldn't be an independent country. That's true.
Basically, America and Puerto Rico, the same thing. If it were to happen, we would be able to determine maybe the inside affairs, but outside affairs would be determined by Israel.
And you think it's important that Palestinians have control of their outside affairs? That's what you mean?
Yeah, basically that's why you want your own country in the first place.
Okay. So what do you think of this? This is impossible. I wouldn't do this. This is something very bad. This is bad for us. Why is it bad?
يعني في المستحيلات يعني يصير سلام بين اليهود وبين الفلسطينيين.
Because it's impossible that there be peace between the Israelis and the Palestinians.
بس حكوا لهم فترة في الأخبار إنه
But they've been talking about this for a while in the news, that they have been trying to annex us.
يصير سلام وكل يعني
I hope that there would be peace and that the two areas would be open to each other. Do you think this would help us economically and would help us with work and with life? Life would become better, everything would become better.
أنا بتحسن يصير مصاري مع العالم.
things would become better, the life would become better. How would it become better? People would start having money.
30 40 شيكل.
قد ينفع ولا
Like a day I would make like 30 or 40 shekels. And what do they do?
ليش
Not
ليش
enough.
مش رح تصير يعني اليهود مثلا مش رح يعاملونا كويس اذا بضمونا؟
Do you think that the Israelis won't be good to us if
أنا بنرضى بس ما فيش لهم
this
أمان.
happens? We would agree to annexing, but we don't trust the Israelis. هل برأيك فكرة منيحة إذا إسرائيل ضمت الضفة الغربية لها؟ صار عندنا إحنا الفلسطينيين حقوق زي الإسرائيليين، حقوق رعاية صحية، باسبور إسرائيلي، وبنصير مواطنين إسرائيليين and we would become Israeli citizens. شو رأيك في الموضوع؟
لا.
نعم.
بنضل.
We would stay Palestinian.
بس
You'd have-
احنا زي اسرائيل نصير يعني.
But we would have the same rights as the Israelis.
Yes.
مثلا توفر لنا زي اسرائيل المستشفيات زي
Have hospitals like the Israelis, وندفع ضرائب زي الإسرائيليين, and we would also pay taxes like the Israelis.
Yes. Is it a good idea if Israel annexes the West Bank? Meaning, it makes all this Israel, and you get Israeli passports, you get all the rights of Israelis, they build hospitals.
one country.
It'll be one country, but Israel.
But Israel.
That's sad, man. No? Okay, why not? No, like why not? Why?
Why not? Why not? Because it's our land. To live together, peaceful together, it's okay. But
Yeah, but you will, as Israel.
it's still Palestinian. It's still Palestine. Here it's Palestine.
In our opinion, it's Palestine. It's our country. But for their opinion, it's for them. It's their land. But about my opinion, if you ask me, I can say maybe I will agree because we are not living like them. They live a life better than ours. But I don't know. They are killing us, so I don't know if it's possible. That's it.
Before 1948, there is no Israel. They are here since just 60 or 70 years. So I agree to live together as together it's okay. I like peace. I don't like to have war. But to forget something Palestine, no.
It's not saying forget, it's just we're going to call it Israel, and you'll have an Israeli passport. You're still Palestinian, that's okay.
برأيكم فكرة منيحة إذا إسرائيل ضمت الضفة الغربية لإلها ويصير في عند الفلسطينيين نفس حقوق الإسرائيليين، باسبورت إسرائيلي، بدفع ضرائب، وبصير في عندنا نفس الحقوق والواجبات زي الإسرائيليين.
يعني ليش لا بشعب واحد؟
Why not? We would become one people. وأنت شو رأيك؟ But in my opinion, no.
Why?
هم الأرض مش إلهم مش إلهم
Because the land is not theirs, first of all.
وهي أرضنا يعني
And
بتضل
this is our
أرضنا.
land.
هم ما لهمش ولا أي قطعة أرض.
They do not have the right to any land, to any piece of land.
Even Israel.
حتى إسرائيل ما لهمش حق فيها.
حتى إسرائيل.
Yes.
يعني لو احنا بدنا نبلش نحكي عن اول ما بلشوا يفوتوا عنا لو انا ضلت يعني
speak about when they first began to came in.
على طريقة سلمية وعندهم سياح
If it had stayed as if they were tourists.
وانهم ضلوا سياح وإنه ضلنا يعني طريقة سلمية
And
إنه
that
الشعب
we
واحد
lived
إنهم
in
فينا ومنا.
peace and that they became part of us and one of us.
أما يعني مش بهالطريقة الوحشية.
But not in the monstrous way that they are doing things. رأيك فكرة منيحة إنه إسرائيل تضم المناطق الفلسطينية لإلها ونصير كلنا تحت دولة إسرائيل.
أنا برأيي إن لو أعطونا الجنسية أو إشي نضم إسرائيل لفلسطين مستحيل هذا الشيء يصير. وإذا أعطونا إياه راح يحرمونا من كل حرياتنا حق التعبير عن الرأي.
They wouldn't allow us freedom of expression or
وراح
speech.
يحرمونا من إشي كثير.
They would also ban us from many things in the Palestinian areas.
Like what?
زي إيش؟
الحرية.
زي إيش ممكن يمنعونا عن إيش؟ يحرمونا ياخذوا منا.
راح يمنعونا أول شيء نطلع من فلسطين. نتنقل بين الدول.
First of all, they would forbid us from moving out of Palestine or moving out of Palestine. They wouldn't allow us freedom of movement.
Let's say it does include freedom of movement.
خلينا نفترض إنه إذا إسرائيل بتضم المناطق الفلسطينية لإلها بعطونا الجواز الإسرائيلي وبعطونا برضه معها حرية التنقل وكل حريات المواطنين الإسرائيليين الموجودين عندهم هلا. شو رأيك؟
أنا مني ما بقبل.
I wouldn't agree.
Why?
ليش؟
أول شيء يعني هذا إذا وافقنا على هالشيء إحنا وافقنا إن أرض فلسطين تصير للإسرائيليين. الدولة اللي احتلتنا.
This means that we have agreed and approved for the Palestinian lands to become Israeli, to be owned by Israel.
موافقة يعني إذا وافقنا على شيء يعني إحنا وافقنا على كل شيء هم بيطلبوه مننا.
And if we agreed to this, that means we have to agree to everything else that they would ask from us.
By Palestinian lands, he means 48 lands, right?
لما تحكي الأراضي الفلسطينية قصدك برضه أراضي 48.
أراضي 48 و 67.
The 48, the 67. شو رأيكم إذا إسرائيل ضمت الضفة الغربية لإلها؟
إسرائيل ولا عمرها رح تعترف بفلسطين أول شيء.
نعم.
إسرائيل ما رح تعترف بفلسطين. يعني حتى لو انضموا لبعض يعني بتكون بتدعي السلام بس ما
there is a Palestine. They would pretend that there is peace,
بس ما مش رح يصير سلام.
But there wouldn't be peace.
يمكن إحنا يكون في إلنا للصلح مطرح بس لا ما أظن إنه الشعب الفلسطيني أكيد شعب أكيد حقد على اليهود بشكل كامل يعني.
But the Palestinian people are very angry for what the Israelis did.
يعني أنا كشخصي رأيي أنا ما ضد هذا الشيء.
I am against this.
لأنه اليهود ما إلهم
because the Jews
اليهود ما كيف بدي أحكي لك إياها ما بتأمنوش
we cannot trust the Jews
غدارين
and they wouldn't keep their word.
وأكيد هذه الأرض اللي إحنا عايشين عليها أرضنا.
And of course the land that we are living on is Palestine. It's ours.
ورح يجي يوم تكون لنا لوحدنا ما إسرائيل.
And there will be a day where this land will be all ours and only ours.
أنا كمان ضد إنه إسرائيل نحن وإسرائيل نكون دولة واحدة لأنه ولا مرة نكون
becoming one country with Israel.
شعب واحد هم
إلهم مبادئهم
وإحنا إلنا مبادئنا.
Because they have their principles and we have ours.
بعدين طول ما في عمليات.
And as long as there are
فعل وردة فعل.
As long as there's like actions and reactions, there would never be.
Give me an example of how things are different between the two peoples. They have their principles. What are the principles?
أعطيني مثال عن اختلاف المبادئ اللي بين الفلسطينية واليهود.
طبعا هم لهم دينتنا ونحن لنا دينتنا.
They have their religion, we have ours.
بعدين هم ربوا أولادهم مع معتقدات خاطئة.
And they also raise their children
فيهم.
on false beliefs and to hate us.
They raise their children on false beliefs?
On false beliefs and to hate us. Okay.
Hey guys, if you want to see more videos like these, please donate. I accept baked goods, free trips to Bora Bora, anything.